Hello, welcome to this podcast. My name is Beatrice Marse. I am a singer-songwriter from France. So, here we are. I have to say that I would have never thought that I would come to actually talk about that subject today and do anything about it today. So, today is December 31st, 2019, and I've come to confess that for the first time in so many years, I have to say for the past 20 years, I was wondering what I was really doing, what I wanted to do, and I have to say that the last 10 years of my life have been the most horrible years of my life so far, psychologically speaking, and I was going about my business today, and I realized that for the first time for so many years, it is the first time that I'm glad to actually see the end of the year, and I'm very full of life, full of hope. Something that I never felt before. It's a thing I never felt before. It's been so many years, and to tell you the truth is that I'm not telling you the truth otherwise, but the thing is I don't actually celebrate anymore New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, Christmas Day, New Year's Day, because I spent so many years working on those days that it doesn't feel like anything to me anymore. So I just don't celebrate. And this year, well, it came around. I'm just like changing the height of my chair right now. So, yeah, this year, actually, I talked to someone like I think over a month ago, and I said to that person, it is the first time that Christmas is coming and I don't feel anything. It's very strange to say, but because of that psychological weight on my brain, I would say. I didn't like, unconsciously, I didn't like Christmas Day very much anymore. And this year is the first time that I don't feel a thing. If this is happening, I don't feel a thing. I don't celebrate, I don't feel a thing. I'm not sad because I'm not celebrating, because as I said to you, it doesn't do to me anything anymore. So it's as simple as that. But there was something that was happening during this period of the year that I feel like is not with me anymore, so which is kind of good. And few hours right now it's it's half past 3 in the morning, not in the morning, in the afternoon, and I had to go out. I came back and I was walking, and suddenly it just like occurred to me that I'm actually pleased to see the end of this year, and I'm full of hope for 2020. I'm actually pleased to say that I'm very pleased with what happened to me during this year in 2019, even though for some people it's not very. It would not be something very extravagant, but I'm just pleased that I've managed to make it till the end of this year, even though right by the end of this year some people have managed to upset me, but I can actually put that thing aside and say, 2019 was a good year for me. And and I'm very hopeful for the year for 2020. I've got some goals for 2020, and you may be able to, if you follow me and if you subscribe to me, you will be able to follow them all along in 2020. And I'm so pleased. I've got a side hustle which did well this year for the first time since 2011. So it's okay. It's not millions like the fake gurus like to say, but it's a few thousand, and it doesn't allow me to live on it. But I'm just pleased that it happened. And then to talk about the main thing for me, it's the music. I'm very pleased that I had a few listeners doing this year, which is good. Every month, which is good. It was kind of a first. And right by the end of this year, today, as I'm speaking to you, actually, if I go on Spotify, I've got 12 listeners. And I have to say that compared to all the other albums, I don't know, did well, because I have 5 listeners on Spotify. So on the other platform, I cannot see, so I cannot say. I have to wait something like 3 months to see, but it's to me it's good, because it's the first time, and when I'm going to my Spotify account, I can see that people are listening to my tracks from various albums. So it's the first time ever, so I'm very pleased with it. And I'm glad to say that I have some people have saved my tracks, so I'm very pleased, because it means a lot to me, because the way I'm doing that work, I know I haven't got much equipment. I've got just something, a DAW. I'm doing it with GarageBand. So the problem with GarageBand is, like with other DAW in general, is that the sound quality is actually throttled when you actually when you master it from GarageBand. So it's very difficult to actually use a limiter and to up the level of the sound, the volume. But as I said, I don't really care, because most of the people who are listening to the tracks, what I realized looking at the stats, they're actually listening to the tracks on headphones, so which is actually good, it's better. But yeah, and as I said to you before, my main point was to actually put those tracks out, let it be heard, but anyone who wanted to hear my music, and that's it, regardless. And I'm a deep believer that what professional sees as an obstacle is not. It's just yeah. And the fact that some people are saving my tracks and coming back to listen to it over again, it's to me it's really good. It's brilliant. It's yes, and somehow it just makes my point. So I'm very pleased with what happened to my last album. I don't know. I didn't know that before the end of this year of 2019. Basically, I've released the album on December 13th, so it's already like 18 days. And to me, it did well. And as I said to you before, 1 listener is better than 0, so I'm just pleased with it. And then it's not my friends coming to listen to the music. It's not people I know. I've never bought anybody anything for them to actually come to listen to my music. Some people are finding it. Some people are finding me through social media. Other people are just like looking for things on the internet or on Spotify and finding my music, my work. So I'm just pleased with it. It's an handful, but as I say, it's better than nothing. And yeah, and seeing people saving the tracks and coming back to listen to it, it's just like, yeah, the cherry on the cake. That's all I can say. So I'm very pleased with it. And most of all, I would like to thank. I'm saying right now, thank you very much to the person who actually listened to this podcast on iTunes, because I kind of try to work it out, but because it's so regular in the listening, I have to say that it has to be the same person. It cannot be one person and another person. So I reckon it's just one person who is kind of addicted to my voice, maybe, I don't know. But thank you very much, whoever you are, for listening to my podcast. And there's going to be more podcasts in 2020, so keep listening. Thank you very much. So another way to be pleased again. So that's all I can say. So as I said before, in the last podcast, the last episode, I said I know that 2020 I want to change things. I really want to go deep into electronics. So right now I'm a bit I'm stalling because my soldering iron, the tip is broken. So I have to wait until I receive the other tip. So and then I managed to short circuit my the project that I had going on. So I'm a bit like I wasn't too happy like few days ago. But then when I come to think about it once again, right now I'm thinking, I'm just pleased for 2019. I'm just pleased by the way I'm finishing this year, and I'm very hopeful for the very first time in the past 20 years for this year coming up, which is 2020. So I set some goals, and some of them are linked to the music, but some of them are not linked to the music. But as I said before, I truly think that in the long term I will make some money from the music, but it's not gonna be some huge money. My dream is to actually be able to live at least on the minimum wage from my music. This is what I would like to achieve, and I do believe that it may take a little time, and in the worst case scenario, it's gonna happen when I would be in the retirement age. That's what I can say. So on the other side, I've got some side hustle that I'm planning to actually push a lot in 2020, and right now that's what I can say. At the end of this year, things are looking real good, so I'm very, very hopeful. So I wish I could say many things. Not everything is just fine. No, not everything is not very rosy, but I'm an happy chappy woman right now, and it's even me trying to say that on this mic, it's just like I almost need to pinch myself to realize that I'm saying it. I never thought that I was gonna say that ever again, and and it's very complicated because I realize that I'm a kind of a survivor. So whatever happened to me, whatever bad thing happened to me, I will always try to fall back on my feet and go again, even if it's very difficult. But somehow for past few years, I thought like, okay, I should do that, but I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know. I didn't really know how I felt about the whole thing, apart from the fact that I knew unconsciously that I had to go on. And it's the same with the music. When you actually release something, right now it's 6 albums and you don't see much, and you haven't got a budget to actually to do anything with your work apart from put it outside in the world and cross your fingers and hope and hope and hope. It could be at times very disheartening. It's very hard to actually see and live. But then I try not to forget that the main thing for me is to actually create, and not like try to create to make some money. The main process, the main thing for me is actually to create. So I try to go back to it. And then sometimes I have to say it's very hard, because I'm thinking, well, why am I doing this at all? Why am I even trying when somehow I don't get much return out of it? And I have to say that's when I realize it comes to a point where you realize that you need to forget about the ROI. You just need to execute and do, and hope for the best. And as long as you're happy with the execution, the things you're doing, that's the only thing you need to actually live by, really. That's all I can say to this point. So 2019, thank you very much for your presence. Okay, thank you for following me, thank you for coming as far as to, because you may not have found me from a podcast platform. Maybe you've listened to my music or seen one of my videos. And as usual, this podcast is recorded, and it will be video will be posted on my YouTube channel. So Beatrice Marse, so you can go and watch the video and see me in my home studio. That's what I can say. It's a bit messy, but somehow I like to live in the mess, and it just like stimulate me. Actually, I don't like sterile environments. That's what I can say. So yeah, it's been a good year. I hope you enjoy this year, and even if you didn't enjoy it, think that well, you've got so many days and years in your life that life is a cycle, and even if it wasn't so good for you in 2019, it has to be somewhere down the line. And I'm the very first person to be able to say it, because I've lived it so many times right now. Somewhere down the line is going to get better. Surely it's going to get better. You need to hold on, carry on, and things are going to get better. And the main thing is that you're still alive. You are right now able to listen to me, which means that everything is okay. It's fine. Forget about all those the nasty things around life. The main thing is that you're breathing. Okay, that's the main thing. You got your health, you got your life. That's for the end. It wasn't a rant actually. It was like no, it wasn't a rant really. I wasn't ranting. I was like, okay, actually I'm very happy. I can't believe it. I have to say it. I'm very happy, and I have almost some tears in my eyes. So yeah, I'm not gonna cry. But if I do cry, it's because I'm happy. So that's it. I'm gonna leave it with that. I don't know, and I'm thinking, yes, I think I'm gonna cry. Okay, but yeah. I was meant to talk about the album, I don't know, number 6, the long overdue album, because it was like standing on my desk for a bit of a time. It should have been released much early on, but my head was out of work. That's what I can say. So yeah, I think tomorrow, on January 1st, I might be recorded the story of this album, my last album called I Don't Know. I don't know if I'm gonna do it, but I feel like right now I will do it, but I don't know if I'll be able to do it. But I feel like I'm I'm gonna do it, if it does make sense to you. Anyway, I don't know, and I know that you don't know, but you will know. We will both know. That's what I can say. So, may I wish you an happy new year, and I know some of you you're already you are already in 2020, especially if you living down under, somewhere around Australia, some places like that. But right now in France, we are like almost I don't know, 6 hours away. No, 8 hours away from 2020 right now. So happy new year. See you next year. That's the only way to say it. And take care. You've been listening to Beatrice Marse, and I'm thanking you very much for that. You are the greatest. That's all I can say. Bye.